going to call the meeting to order, and the first item up is approval of the agenda. Is there any changes, deletions, additions?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I don't think. Okay, we got the agenda. Board minutes would be next item up for approval, and there's 3 sets here for you to look over. If you probably already have looked over them, though.
I have move approval, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, just for the record, I will not be participating in the vote on December 14th meeting.
Right.
I was not here. I was up in the
Okay,
air somewhere.
that's fine. So make that a note, and we'll just vote on them all at one time, and you got that down. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's moving right along. And we're going to go to a no action item on policy updates, and there are a few.
And these, as you know, come from the School Board Association as part of our policy update process. Several of these are brand new, and what I wanted to let you know is at the beginning of that document, that PDF that you have, has a chart that tells you the updated policy, the title, a description, and then any legal authority that's involved, and some notes that are there. There are a couple of them that are in this list I'm going to ask that we delay. And when you look at the notes, it says that this policy is being written because of a change that takes effect in 16-17. But if we adopt it too early, it creates confusion with the existing school year. So that will be policy 4110 and policy 4353. We'll just ask to delay on that and come back to it later in the school year. But what I'd like to do is when we deal with these at our next meeting is to go through each one and just give a synopsis so that the public is aware of what we're looking at too. And then when you scale down to the bottom, you'll see the minor revisions just deal with some wording. There's some stuff in here that's optional. There's some other stuff that's recommended. There's one area in here that if you adopt it the way that it's written would basically forbid a field trip out of the country. And we've dealt with that fairly recently. So I just want you to be aware of those things and for us to have some conversation and not just vote them up or down with a big table. I want you to be aware of what's there.
Okay. So we're just here for first reading.
Right. I just want you to be aware of them. And then we would delay 4110 and 4353 and come back to that before this academic year is finished.
Lisa, did you give everybody a hard copy at the meeting? I mean, you were handing them out, I know, so everybody's got one. Yeah. If you don't have yours and you want one, let me know. And she's got them. If she doesn't, I've got a set right here with me because it was a little easier to read through than
what was the number
trying
on
to
the
find.
field trip issue?
I'd have to go back and look and see which one that is.
Field trips are 3320, policy 3320.
I'm not sure if it was that one referenced or not, but I'll look at that.
Oh, I see. First, the long list.
Right.
But there's a lot of them. But you got a month to look over them.
Yeah.
So. Anybody have a question about that or not?
Yeah, I see. A month to look over, or is that next meeting?
Well, when I say a month, it could be, you can bring it next meeting or wait for
Probably
February.
February.
Yes,
30
because it
days
needs to be a month.
The work session.
Yeah.
It'll take a month to read them.
What was which one was the delay?
4110 and 4353.
Okay. Did you make a note on?
I didn't, but it's noted in here.
It
says the board may wish to delay because it could be confusion.
Okay.
Has this changed since Saturday morning?
What part?
Okay. No, this
Policy?
attachment. This attachment?
Which one is that, Carolyn?
Well, when I started reading it, maybe
2302.
no, the order and when I started, I was reading, believe it or not, reading all this stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's 93 pages. But I must have not started at the very beginning because I don't remember this being the first thing, the remote participation in board meetings. So that's all right. It's my bad. I'm glad we're not voting on it because I did not read that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sure you're clear?
Yeah, I am. I think I must have started 2 or 3 pages
Well, if you have
down.
any questions, you got a month to ask Lisa.
Okay, thanks.
Lisa keeps all of us straight on that. So, okay, so wow, we're moving right along. That carries us to closed session.
I move that we go into closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11A1 to prevent disclosure of confidential personnel files under General Statute 115C-321.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to go into closed session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed doing that? Okay, we're in closed session. Okay, we're back in open session, and the first item of business is to approve the personnel agenda that has been reviewed.
So moved.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed to that? Okay, the personnel agenda dated for today is approved. Carries us to field trips. If you want to open those up, folks, if you have a question.
There are 3 on your attachment. I want to give you slight adjustments to 2 of those. The first one is going to be presented as is. It's field trip 7904 at PS Jones. It will be March the 14th through the 17th. FBLA attending their annual state leadership conference in Greensboro. The second one is the Southside trip that will be February 5th through the 6th. That says, and there are a limited number of students, 2 male, 6 female, for the North Carolina convention with the Beta Club. And instead of personal vehicles, they're going to take the 2 school vans, which would allow them to travel and use school vehicles. So we're going to make a change there. And then on the Washington High School trip to Carowinds, which is an overnight, April the 7th through the 9th, we've asked Ms. Walker to secure more chaperones than what's listed there. We feel like we need to have more with 25 students, even though that meets the letter of the law. Because it's overnight, I'd feel more comfortable if we had at least twice as many chaperones, and she told us she would work on that.
Because policy's only 1 for 15.
That's right.
So, I mean, they're okay with that. Okay.
So with
Any-
those changes, I'd like to seek your approval on those 3 field
Okay.
trips.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the field trips. Any questions before we vote? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Don, this is done. And that carries us into calendar, which I think we've pretty much got for this month, one more meeting.
We need to schedule a budget planning meeting, and my thought is that probably capital we can talk about and pretty much knock out the first meeting or 2. And we're not ready yet with local current expense because there's just too much information we still have to get to pull all that together. So if either late January or early February, we could do the first capital meeting and then figure out how far we need to go from there. And I'd like to recommend possibly February 1st if that would work. That would be that Monday of February.
Everybody check their calendar and see.
What time you want to do that?
We could do that, whatever will be convenient for you all.
We meet here.
We can meet here.
Well, there was some discussion over taking this meeting, today's meeting, in the future from 4:30 to 5. So is this a 5 o'clock meeting we're
We could
talking
do
about?
5 o'clock, whatever you'd like to
I
do.
mean-
Yeah, that'd be fine.
No need to talk about doing this one and then having one scheduled earlier than that. That would hinder everybody, so. But how's the calendar?
5 o'clock on February 1st.
I was going to say, is the calendar okay for people on the 1st? What do y'all think?
Butch, did you agree that that's 5 o'clock? would be
No, we haven't
fine
agreed
for-
yet. We're
with
still
you?
thinking about it.
Yeah. It's 5 o'clock?
Yeah, anything later is better for me. I mean, I can do 4:30, but later is better.
Later's always better, period.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'll do whatever
Yeah.
the majority
Can I get back with you
decides.
about?
Yeah, get on the date, Matt, because I know when Cindy was doing her teachings,
Crazy.
we changed it around, so, you know, yeah.
Not
let's-
crazy on y'all part, crazy on my part.
but that's fine. We'll look at it.
All right.
Are we
5
going to
PM
go
on
with the
February
first
1st?
at 5, folks? Is that the vote? Not the vote, but the thought?
And we'll limit that to an hour and a half because we've got so much to do anyway. There's no point in dragging it
All right, I'm
out.
gonna put it down, 5 o'clock on the 1st.
And that's going to be on Capitol, is what we're saying, Doc?
If there's anything that Lynn and I have come up with that we need to share with you on local current expense, we'll share it, but that's way early to be
I was
talking
gonna say,
about
that's a
local.
pretty good jump on it in
It is.
time-wise.
It is.
And we're still set for the 25th at 5:30, so that's it then, on meetings. When Don looks out for February meetings, if we have any others that, you want him to stay to 5 o'clock then and get away from the 4:30? Is that what the group is saying? In the future is what I'm saying.
That's fine.
Okay, well, I didn't hear everybody say no, so that's what he needs to do then.
So
Yeah.
the meeting on the 8th will be at 5, then the meeting on the 22nd will be at 5:30
Right.
of February.
Is that it?
Well, we might.
No, we
might
got one.
talk about it.
5:30 on the 22nd.
Right now, we're looking at the 25th of January, coming back for our board meeting.
And I'm just going ahead.
Right, I
Well,
got you.
on the 25th, Mac's going to come back to say if that's,
Well, you don't have those.
We're gonna go with
scheduled
5:30
yet.
on the 25th, then I'm,
Okay, let's
Yeah.
back up, 25th at 5:30.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
we
January's
normally do
board
that
meeting.
Yeah.
so that parents have a chance to
That's our
get here for
regular board
character
meeting,
ed,
right.
yeah.
Then we're looking at the 1st of February at 5 o'clock. The other meetings for February haven't been scheduled yet, have they? They're not in mine. Are they on your calendar?
The board meetings?
Yeah, they're
Are
not.
we ready to
You
do
know, we have
that?
the 8th. The 8th is the 8th and 22nd.
So that's at 5 o'clock.
Well, if you were going to change, it would be the 8th at 5 o'clock and the 22nd at 5:30.
Is that everybody okay?
Well, I'll get back with you on it.
Unless
Okay.
Matt tells us something different
All right.
on the
What was the
25th.
second one again?
The 22nd.
22nd, you're not the 29th. And it's at 5:30 though. Sure, Matt, just see what your other schedule, because I know you have a lot of meetings.
Yep, yep.
We know you're important.
And I wouldn't say that. Wouldn't go that far.
Anything else on calendar? Okay. Board member updates. Anybody have anything you'd like to share with us?
February 30th.
What do you say?
I'll mark it down.
Anybody have anything you'd like to share with us? Board member updates?
Just wanted to bring y'all up to date about the Nursba School. We're now up to 210 students and from 5 counties, and we just brought on our director of curriculum, Dr. Melanie Stanley, and we got her from Washington County Schools, and I think she's going to be a tremendous asset to our school over there, and we appreciate Dr. Phipps being on our board now over there too, as a superintendent representative. And things are going well right now.
Good. Hope it keeps growing. Is there a target for it to be yet? Or just keep growing and growing and growing?
Well, we can't grow but so big,
Right.
because the school
Can't handle it?
can't handle but so much. But anyway, everything's going well. We're gonna have our first graduating class in June.
Cool.
Oh, good.
Appreciate it, man.
Where's your ceremony going to be?
It will probably be in the auditorium at the Nursba School.
Okay.
All right. Good deal.
We're looking forward, these students have completed 5 years of work in 4 years.
Wow.
I don't know if, well, the mamas and daddies are all excited
Yeah.
about, because they weren't prepared for it this early, but anyway, they have.
But they got it.
They will be completing,
That's pretty good.
so
That's pretty
things are going well.
great. Superintendent updates.
Yeah, we're working on a fundraiser policy. Lynn and I have talked some in the last week or so. We've come to you a few times with fundraiser questions. And what I'd like to do is either come back in the later meeting this month or early in February with some bulleted items and questions that we'd like to ask you to weigh in on, and then we'll update the policy to make sure that we're all on the same page. So just want you to know that that's in the works. I mentioned at the retreat last week, I want the public to know that we've got our calendar planning committee meeting this Thursday. It will be for the 16-17 year calendar that we'll be coming back to you with after we have that meeting. Strategic plan work continues to go on. I hope the public has heard either the phone calls or the information through the print media and other web services that we're seeking feedback. We would like to know what people think about the draft policy. We've gotten good constructive feedback, and we want to use that as we continue to refine what we have. And then the calendar for this week, just so you all know, we start exams in high schools and some of the middle school classes on Thursday. That will extend into next week. We're out of school Monday for Martin Luther King holiday, and then the semester ends on Thursday, so we have a teacher work day on Friday. So we'll be making that transition from the first semester into the second semester. So we have that going on. And then Max mentioned a couple things related to the Ag School, but we've got the Ag Expo date set up already. It's going to be November the 3rd this year. And we're already meeting to talk about sponsors being secured. And there's a great deal of work that goes on behind the scenes, and we had that first planning meeting today. So anyone in the public who's been a part of that, we covet your support. We ask you to support us, continue to do that. And if you haven't done it in the past and you're interested, get in touch with us and we'll share with you what it's all about. But we'd love to have as much support as we could possibly get.
Okay.
Oh, Terry,
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Lodge called me today, said she had left a message with Sarah Hodges, an announcement that she wanted made. Mr. Sarah isn't here, so I'll just do it for her. They're having the MLK Jr., Martin Luther King Jr.'s celebration on Sunday afternoon at 4 at the Mount Hebron Richard Disciples Church on 7th Street. And they are extending invitations to the board, the superintendent and the board.
And what time
Thank
was
you.
it again?
It's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Okay. Everybody get that? Okay. Anything else? If not,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
okay. Don't fight over it, folks. Have a motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're not even going to take a no vote. We're out.